Welcome back, my little recusants, to another episode of our Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix 100% guide. Just showing you at fast speeds the different item synthesis for Land of Dragons. As you can see, we have a ton of the rapid thrusters that give us lightning shards. We have the little green arrow floaty guys. They give us lightning stones, and then the other guys give us dark gems. No, dark stones, I do apologize. And then we have the snipers and stuff. They're really useful, they give us dense stones. This is a really handy spot to find snipers, just because obviously Zigbar was in Land of Dragons. They've kind of nestled his nobodies inside this area. We can go around super fast now that we have the glide, and obviously with these green floaty guys, they give us the lightning stones, and this area is really handy to kind of grind for those. You get about 6 or 7 or 8 of them, so you only need 25, so you know, a couple of goes round, and it's so quick to respawn them. And then we get another bulky vendor. So if you kind of go in the order of Olympus, then Beast Castle, then Land of Dragons, you can kind of circle around and get as much bulky vendors spawned as you like. And again, the lightning stone guys are pretty much everywhere. Really, this is the world for lightning stones and dark stones, to be honest. And dense stones. So this is kind of the stone region of China. And as I say, all you have to do is literally hop into your inventory every now and again and just be okay, what did I get? Got some lightning shards, got some good amount of frost shards, and it's as simple as either going back, because again, when you have a bulky vendor, it'll only spawn bulky vendors when you can get the typical spawn, which is obviously really good as well. And just going back for our dark stones and our lightning stones. And if you head all the way to the Bamboo Grove, you'll have respawned all these guys. So you don't even need to go back to the world map, but obviously if you wanted to, that'll be fine too. And I think when you're kind of locked in, it just becomes a lot easier. When you're kind of yeah, I know I'm looking for lightning stones. That's all lightning and dark stones, that's all I'm looking for. And obviously then you can also be right, I just need to do that 2 more times, and then I've that Moogle situation sorted. Like that we've done with the lightning shards, so that's really good. And we can come back here and again hunt for frost shards now. So literally you can either do it by category, you can say I'm going to hunt down Twilight Shards, Twilight Gems, Twilight Stones. I'm going to hunt down dense shards, dense stones, dense gems across all those. That'll be all the nobodies in the game. Or you could say, right, I need to get all the flaming shards. I got all the shards first, whether it's power shards, blazing shards, lightning shards, twilight shards, whatever it is. Just, to me, I think going world by world is quicker, because then you can just keep fighting the same mobs in a world until you've finished with that particular collectible, whether it be dark gems, and you're alright, I don't need to go to this zone anymore. I keep saying gems. Dark stones. You can kind of just be oh, you know, dark stones they're all done now. I don't need to go up to the summit to find the different fighters here. I don't need to kill the rapid thrusters, because I already have lightning shards. It's done. You know, you can kind of be much more selective in what you're taking out, which is obviously really good. But just showing you here that that's how fast the loop can be. You can go to the top of the mountain from the cave, so go cave, back to the village, up to the mountain trail, up to the top of the mountain, and then when you get back to the cave, it has respawned all the enemies you can fight in this cave. So then you literally just have to screen transition. You don't even need to do the fighting. You can just actually run here and there just to get the fights. Just highlighting as well dark crystals. Dark crystals become a very important item for mass production. So you will be needing to be able to farm Dark Crystals, and it is from the Air Pirates in Land of Dragons. That's where you're going to be needing to stay focused and track all them down. Obviously these enemies, they're just lightning shards and dark stones. But still, we need them, so, you know, why not? And the Imperial Palace is actually a good place just to hunt for the dark stones, because they come in a large number. The little floaty guys. See, that's like another 5 just from this one. 6. So, to me, I think it's a good strategy. But what we're going to fight now is one of the Mushroom 13. What we're going to have to equip is the following ability. It should be Berserk Charge. What that does is, when you have no MP, you have no combo finisher.
Let's go.
We're going to enter into our now maxed out Wisdom form. And given that we still have our MP, we still have our finisher. But we need to use up our MP with a Kiraga. And now, we just limitlessly, without end, fire 3 magic bolts. And basically, because we're not doing a finisher, our movement isn't stunted by having to do the weird flip that he does. So as soon as you end up with MP, you have to keep on spending a cure to run it out. If also would have been smarter for me to do, you can take off your MP haste abilities. All you have to do is just keep moving in a circle, firing, and then once you end up using up all your MP, you just spend it and start the Berserk Charge all over again. The enemies gradually get harder and harder to hit, but the whole thing is you can't let them touch Sora. And so Wisdom form is the best to literally be able to attack at range and move and attack at the same time. Oh, and now I'm just like, I think there's so little now that I can just fire them all out. And with a perfect score of 100, that's the Mickey Mouse Journal done. And that's actually the only mission in Land of Dragons. So, with just our last little bit of fighting the Night Riders, I think they're called, we get a couple more Dark Stones, and then we can head into the Emperor's Palace to get to the save point and head on to another world. But with that Mushroom 13, that was the only side mission to do in Land of Dragons. But I hope with the explanation with the synthesis, you guys can see that there's actually so much useful items in Land of Dragons to warrant a revisit and a few laps. Now, speaking of missions, Agrabah has quite a few, and one of the first ones we're going to do is we're going to, I suppose, drop off all our synthesis items first. Oh, no missions complete, but then we're looking and we're saying, right, Blazing Stones, we only have 9 of those. Blazing Gems, we only have 4 of those. But we were very close to finishing up Frost Shards with 27, you know? But now, we're going to do an absent silhouette of Vexen. This time without the card system. One thing that I didn't do, which will make this infinitely easier for all you guys, I didn't shortcut fire. Vexen is weak to fire, and he will literally be destroyed by final form Fire Aga, with fire boost and all that crack. So I'm annoyed I didn't do that, but ultimately you can use your drive gauge invincibility to, you know, stagger him. And then I'm just there like, oh, I didn't do my Faraga. Will I just die? And then I was like, I'll just attack him and see how it goes. But Reflect, ladies and gents, absolutely overpowered. And remember I said, oh yeah, like you have really powerful stun with final form attacks. That and Reflect, which was already a very overpowered and broken ability. Like Reflect was already super powerful. but on final form, Reflect is just insane. And now I have Berserk Charge, because I didn't change it. But you can see just how much of an attack you can leave on Vexen, because he's so easily staggered. Didn't even mention what he's doing with the whole circle. It's copying data, and every new data bar that I get, a more powerful anti-form Sora is summoned. But I have that much crowd control and reflect damage that anti-form never was an issue. And without fire, because if I showed you final form Faraga, this would have been done in seconds, not minutes. But we've defeated Vexen, we collect another recipe for the Moogles, and finished a mission for Agrabah, which is great. Now, for another mini-game / mission, we have to use the skateboard and basically follow a particular track and collect these little waypoints. So just do as I do, and you have to get a certain number of points within the time limit of like 30 seconds or 35 seconds, whatever it was. But just follow this route. You can pause, rewind, and rewatch. But I get a really nice flow, and over 20 points. I don't even think we needed much more than 10. With a score of 23, that is the mini-game and mission done. Let's triple check the score we needed. So, did the absent silhouette, did the challenge, and complete with 10 or more. So I more than doubled the requirement, and as you can see, it has another quest for the magic carpet. But before we go to the magic carpet, I'm just showing you, again, the synthesis items that you can get in Agrabah. And Agrabah is all about the elemental gems. I don't even show you the Cave of Wonders, but the Cave of Wonders is full of the little ice cube guys and the fortune tellers with the crystal ball made of frost. Those guys drop frost gems. The fat bandits and the little fire globes, they drop blazing gems. These guys drop blazing crystals, they drop lucid crystals. And in the big bazaar, I think it's so funny how Goofy carries your man for miles and miles. But yeah, blazing gems from the fat bandits, another level up, which is nice. And like, that's what's good, I suppose, about just doing your synthesis now. Why you need levels to get, because as fun as it is to just wipe the floor with the Heartless at level 99, like, there's no point in you running around all these areas and just getting 0 EXP when you can be collecting and leveling at the same time. Just makes sense to me. But from the world map we can go to the desert ruins, and we want to take off all of our combo pluses. We want to equip a finishing plus if we have it. And if we don't have it, we need to equip the Combo Master. That's really important, actually. And we need to also equip Negative Combo. And we need to equip Beast's Keyblade, the Rumbling Rose, that allows us to do an extra finisher. As you can remember from the first time we did this, and I did this carpet ride a couple of times, the high score we needed was 65. And so 63 was close, but no cigar. But the whole deal is the enemies, the bigger enemies, the bats go away in one hit. But the bigger enemies, like the fortune teller here, needs to be knocked away with a combo finisher. So the first strike you land isn't a finisher, but every other attack combo is a finisher, technically. And just know where the enemies are going to spawn, when they're going to spawn, and just try and predict where you need to be to knock them away as early as possible. And with the correct timing and pacing, we will get enough kills to get the high score. But I will say, guys, this doesn't happen like quite simply all in one go. Like these two, these enemies didn't spawn in other goes round, and literally that was 65. So I don't quite know what exactly makes the extra enemies spawn. but just the better you get at it, the more likely you are to just know where they're coming and clear the screen a lot quicker. Because the quicker you clear the screen, I think, the more likely it is to have other Heartless spawn. And you don't want any of them to like miss, because if you miss any, well, as far as I know, there's no more to get. 65 is literally the maximum score. Because I got to 65 and then it runs to this section, and now that's the minigame over. But that's all missions and all minigames done in Agrabah. Job done! So what's really nice is that the way we've been doing it, and if you've been following along since episode 1, you will have all the treasures of every other world done, all the stickers since last episode, I keep calling them stickers, all of the puzzle pieces. And so once we just do this little minigame wrap up, an awful lot of the worlds are finished, like Atlantica done, Agrabah now done, and Santa's house has a couple of other minigames. We have to redo the gift wrapping minigame, so I'll show you how to do that. It's a mixture of making sure you're getting rid of lock, shock and barrel so you can actually fill up the big boxes. But what I found is if you actually just chain the boxes, so like if you know, okay, this takes 1 shot, this takes 4 shots, this takes 3 shots, if you can actually like shoot it as it's going down and kind of know when you're turning and go, oh yes, there's a couple of boxes here, I can press X as I'm turning to fire them at the smaller ones, because once you generate a small one, you can then fill up the bigger ones. The bigger presents spawn when you have a chain of the smaller presents. So if you're wondering, oh, why aren't I getting, you know, bigger boxes to spawn? Because you need to kind of chain and fill up the smaller ones. But now with a brand new record, we're gonna beat the previous high score and get our mission complete. What was the score again? But actually, the next minigame we're going to do, that's going to actually get us an achievement as well as a mission, which is quite cool. Oh, more Heartless. Love it. Oh, I didn't put back on my combos from the magic carpet. So you know that at least, you know, I can just do all these in one fell go, you know? Hopping world for world, etc.
This is it.
But we're gonna save, and as you know, or as you can now know and notice, when you're doing item synthesis collecting, you're able to generate an awful lot of money. But this skateboard minigame is also an achievement, and you basically have to just find a little glitch over in the top left. Sora actually clips and can fall infinitely, and if you just keep on pressing the method grab as fast as you can, we need to get a score of 5,000. So as you can see, my previous record was just 17 off 5,000, so just keep on hammering as fast as you can, and you'll end up with a score of 5,000. So with that achievement done, we're going to go to the area where we fought the experiment. We're going to summon Stitch, because Stitch is needed for yet another Mushroom 13. Once again, I ended up losing to him before with a score of 65. We just need to time our reflect to where he's volleying these projectiles, and you reflect them back at him for points. And with Stitch's infinite magic, you'll never run out. You can kind of spam reflect as long as you have combo modifiers. So equip back your combo modifiers and don't be too trigger happy with it, because you need to kind of, again, be aware when he's going to throw a fast one. And then we're above 65, our previous record. And as you can see, that extra finisher was a big deal. And then, multiple. He's going crazy. We unfortunately missed out on a perfect score, but 96 is perfectly acceptable. And that's another organization mushroom down. All of the missions and stuff are finished with Halloween Town as well. So we are absolutely flying it through all the different worlds. Space Paranoids is done. Halloween Town is done. Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's go there next. Just showing off what you can find here in terms of Heartless. Lucid shards, bright shards. Nothing too exciting. You can get frost shards and lightning gems as well. But again, when you are locking into certain ones, you're looking at the worlds that have the most variety. And Pirates just doesn't have the variety of zones. It's a smaller world, and it's a more dense, Heartless population. It's not as varied. Whereas, like Land of Dragons, comparatively speaking, is dense with multiple Heartless and can allow you to, you know, collect them a lot easier. We have to talk to the Moogles, drop off our stuff. We get an Orichalcum as well as Frost Shards. They're finally finished. Collecting 1,000 or more items, that gave us the Orichalcum, which is great. And now we do another skateboarding minigame by talking to Will. He's like, do you want to try a sliding plank? And you're like, you mean a skateboard? This one is similar, except it's a timed one. So instead of how many can you get within the time limit, it's how fast of a time can you get all these different points. So just follow the route, put me on a slower speed if needs be, but you can get this done way faster than the Jiminy required time. 21 seconds, not too shabby. But with that, that's actually all of Port Royal done as well, bar one of the Mushroom 13, but I need to level up Sora before we can take that on. So for now, that's going to be the end of this episode. I've been the RPG Recusant. Thanks so much for tuning into our episode, and I look forward to catching you on the next one, where we're going to continue the story a little bit just so we can finalize some of the collections, because we actually haven't met all the nobodies yet and things like that. So there are some other crystal forms needed for our item synthesis. But today has been very eventful, and as I say, the tidy up that we can do now means less annoying tidy up later on in the game. So hope you have a continued wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon or evening, depending on when you tuned in to watch us today. Bye bye.